Hello, strong people. There we go. Week 12, day 1 of off-season work. It is the final week of this kind of round of programming. So, I'll get another 4 weeks coming up. But I still don't know what I'm doing yet. As far as next competition, I have ideas, but I don't want to... I'm looking at the Battle at the Bridge Regional in July. But I don't want to sign up for that yet because there's possible OSG qualifiers that haven't yet to be announced. So it's kind of weird. It looks like there's only 4 this year, maybe. Well, 5. I think 1 happened earlier this year. And I may have missed another one that I just didn't see. But looking ahead, the 2 they have announced are in August. And those won't work because the Pro-Am's in August. Not that I couldn't make it happen, probably, but I don't want to be prepping for 2 shows that heavy back to back. I just don't think it's smart to do that because then you're not really going to bring the best package to either one. But I don't know. The Pro-Am is definitely on my mind, so I want to do something before that, whether that be the regionals a month out, a month before, or an OSG qualifier if they announce it. So if they announce it, I'm expecting like a June or July timeline. I highly doubt it'd be later in the year than August. I did the very last one last year, and it was September, the beginning of September. So not a whole lot of time between that and, it's like 3 months of time, but generally speaking, that September is pretty late to qualify for OSG, so I don't expect them to be that late in the year again. But if they are, I won't be mad about it, depending on where they are. And there's also the online qualifier I could do, but that would be, a month before the Pro-Am. It'd be right during the regionals going on, so I'd have to be pretty picky and choosy about what I'm doing here because it seems like everything's going to be like bang, 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 right back to back. So I don't know. But there's nothing really sticking out to me just yet that's been announced. So we'll worry about that later because I still have work to do this week. So feeling a little sick, I think. My wife's sick, so I think I'm getting it. Maybe strep throat or something. I don't know. But we'll see. I would like to not get that this week, but, I'll have so much control. So today we have a 1 rep max on the Hatfield squat. So what did I do last time? 650 for like 3 or something. So and that was pretty light. Or was it 7? No, it was like 650-ish. I think I remember saying I didn't, I could have maybe gone to 7, but I didn't. I shouldn't. So maybe we'll hit 700 today, just because, it's 1 rep max. So we'll see what happens. I'll do my McGill Big 3, get the core activated a little bit, do my warm-up stretches, whatever I got to do. Not really stretches, more like, I guess, what would you call it? Active stretch? Not like a static stretch. I guess, yeah, sure. Active stretch. Moving and feeling out different positions. So that's what we're going to do. I'm ready to just get going, basically. It's such a nice day out. I might not even need this long sleeve shirt I'm wearing because I'm borderline sweating already. So that's enough talking. Let's get into it. All right. I almost messed that up. So I looked at my program again like I always have to because I can't remember anything. It's an Anderson squat today, not a Hatfield squat. So if I remember right, an Anderson is like basically a pin press, but squat. So that'll be interesting. I'll have to look that up just to make sure I'm doing that right. I thought it didn't make sense to have Hatfield again because this whole offseason we've been doing like a max effort lower or upper, and they've not been the same at all. So looks like I'm doing Anderson squats. I don't know that I've ever done those before, so let's see what happens. I don't like those. Those are not fun. Who's that? Who? Why? God. That is one of the worst exercises I have ever had to do. That was miserable. Did I go maybe too low? I don't think so. I didn't get I should have probably got a side angle or something to see if I was parallel. That felt very low. That felt like a very low squat. Which, that's fine. But that's an awful exercise. Oh my God, I hated that. Everything after 3 plates, 3 plates and up, that was terrible. That was so miserable. Now, because they're called Anderson squats, I had a pretty good idea of who they were named after, who made them up. Paul Anderson, which if you're unfamiliar of, like one of the OG great strength athletes, he invented it. Now listen, I know you've done a lot for the strength world, but that's cruel what you did there. I'm personally offended that you would invent such a horrible thing. Would it get you strong? Yeah, absolutely. Squat is use a lot of, what's that called? Stretch reflex at the bottom of the hole. At least a lot of the top squatters do. I'm not going to say everybody does it, but a lot of people, they have kind of a slower eccentric. And then when they get near the hole, they pop down and pop up. So they use that little bit of a stretch. Their quads will press off, quads. Hamstrings press off the backs of their calves. Not necessarily. I mean, you'd be pretty low. It just depends on your levers, whatever else. It's too picky. Going in too picky there, but it takes out the stretch reflex, and it's just straight up power. You got to push through with that. So I can definitely see why you'd build some serious, just strength doing that. Generally, that's how it is for any sort of pin press variation like that. Like you're not using any real momentum. It's just move the bar. So I like what it would do for me. I hate that. I hated that actual exercise. I was actually pretty nervous after I did whatever it was, 4 plates, which 421 or something. And I was like, oh, that moved too well. It felt terrible, but it moved too well, so I got to go up. So I really wanted to do 5 plates, but I think I would have soiled my pants and ejected a vertebrae. So I held back and went to 4 1/4. So I'm not mad about that. It's also tough to get in and out of. Maybe that's because I went maybe too low. I don't think I did, but that was miserable. I hope that's never programmed again. And now that I'm saying all this, my coach will probably put it in again permanently for eternity. So I don't think he will do that, but that was miserable. So now we get to have some fun. And plus my back feels a little tight, so I was a little bit worried, but I think it's more in my head than anything. I don't know that for sure. I'm still not too far out from my injury. So now we got to do something a little more fun. So we got trap bar deads again. It's been a staple these 4 weeks. So it's actually 3x3 today. So we got to go pretty heavy probably, as long as we're feeling good. I hit 910 or whatever it was. It might have been 905 because I think this bar, I think it was 910. 910 is what I put in the thing, but I might have been off by like 5 pounds or so. I don't remember if I was counting the bar as 60 or 65. And I'm pretty sure it's 60. I have to double check again. But I'm not going to go that heavy. I don't think I could do that weight for a 3x3. So I want to get into the 8s, but I'm not going to be like, we're guaranteed in the 8s today. So instead, I'm going to feel it out, see what feels good. I'm going to go take a pee first because I thought I was going to do it on that last set. So, all right, let's move on. All right, well, I called that one set early. I'm just zapped energy-wise. I'm definitely getting sick. I can feel it getting worse as the night goes on. Just that, like, back of the throat, sinus type. I don't know. It bothered me. Kind of definitely killing the energy a little bit. But so far, so good. I think this was 850. I think that's what I did. Pretty sure. And as far as sets of 3, that's definitely a PR. I swapped out the standard, like, figure, whatever you want to call them, regular straps, figure 6, figure 9, whatever they're called. I swapped those out because it's just kind of hard to hang on. I also didn't chalk them up at all. I just kind of threw them on. Chalk, you got to chalk straps. I mean, you don't have to, but it's stupid not to. And that's what you saw there on that one set where I was struggling to keep a hold of it. I could have kept going, but I wanted to be sure that I was getting the rep, you know. And I'm not, this isn't like a grip training exercise. That's not what we're going for right now. I'm going for the deadlifts. The trap bar deadlifts, more quad focus preferably. And so I swapped them out for that last set there. And it moved better. But I also wanted to, one of the up and coming guys, he's actually competing at the Strongest Man on Earth this coming year because he won the Shaw Classic last year. Josh Spurgeon. He mentions he's a great deadlifter. He doesn't lose deadlift events. So one of his things he says is I heard it in a podcast. I don't remember. I think it was on like Nick Camby's podcast. But he mentioned he doesn't use figure 8s. He doesn't like them. But he also recommends to not use them. So you have to, in figure 8s, you don't have to hold the bar at all. If you set them upright, you can just not even, no need to squeeze the bar. So I think that hurts people when it comes time, because these bigger shows, some are not allowing figure 8s now. Now, if you're never going to get to that show or you don't care about that, then do whatever. But I do think standard straps help grip more so than the figure 8s, because you still got to grab the bar with a standard strap. So whether it's a significant difference as far as grip goes, I don't know. But I like the idea of using the figure 6, whatever, regular straps for the foreseeable future because they're harder to use. That's just really it. So whenever it comes time to actually switch into actual deadlifts or standard deadlifts, whatever, I think I'm going to stick with those for a little bit. I don't know. Depends on the event too. Like if it's for reps, I don't know. Like training one way and competing another way, I don't necessarily like doing. So like I like the idea of training with regular straps, but I don't like the idea of switching them out once you get to the show, because your position is going to be ever so slightly different. It might mess with your head. I don't think it would bother me that much. It's just something that kind of popped in my head, devil's advocate type stuff. So I don't know. I don't want to be adjusting my straps mid-set, mid-lift during a 60-second max reps or whatever. It just seems like a really stupid thing to do when you could just be lifting the weight using figure 8s. But I don't know. There's pros and cons to both, I guess. But I'm happy with how it felt, even with the regular straps. Definitely a little bit more challenging on the grip, but that's what I was going for. So I don't know what I have next. My legs and glutes are absolutely cooked. I don't know if it's from that Anderson squat or what, or if it's just because I'm getting sick, but I'm sore already. I'm just toasted. So I'll do something next. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'll record it for you guys. So stay tuned. All right. So I haven't shown this in a little while. I'm going to do my belt squat marches. And in case you're wondering, yeah, I'm terrified that this band is going to break. So I don't remember. I think it's like 30 seconds. I'm going to butcher how long that needs to be, but I don't know who thought of this or why it works, but it does. It feels really stupid, but I'd love to try this with a real belt squat to see how much of a difference there is. God, I'm definitely getting sick. I'm annoyed because I was looking forward to this week lifting. I'm not saying I won't lift. I'm just, if you get really sick, it's obviously pretty hard to, match, get a good lifting. God, this is nice, but in a bad way, if that makes sense. Because Wednesday I have a max press. Well, max odd object press. Meaning it could be keg, sandbag, stone. It's funny because my coach actually put in the program, he's like keg, stone, sandbag, wife, whatever. So my wife is not heavy enough, not nearly heavy enough, so I gotta do something else. Unless I just strap weights to her or something. But probably wouldn't be the best idea. So, also I should probably take this off in between sets, but I'm not going to. So, what I am leaning towards doing, well, I'm not leaning towards it, it's pretty much what I gotta do. Sandbag press. Because my stones have been left outside over winter, so they're probably a mess. And I'll be honest, I don't want to press a stone. It seems really stupid. The idea of a stone press is such a stupid event to me. It's not entertaining. It's a thing. Like front holds or grip events. I get that grip events kind of build some tension. Like, look, the Hercules hold, if there's going to be a grip event, I think it should be that. I think it looks the coolest. I don't know how you get better than that. But it's still not my favorite. What was I getting at? Oh, my keg is not heavy enough. And I don't really want to press that. But, so I think sandbag is my best bet here. I've never pressed any of these things. So, I've never pressed a keg, never pressed a sandbag, never pressed a stone. So, I have no idea what to expect. But I do have enough sandbags to work up. So, I have like a 100-pound sandbag somewhere. Oh, it's over there. I see it literally every day. It's right there. It hasn't been moved in months. So, we'll start with that. I have a 200, 220, something like that. 265. 300 would be great. I don't know. 300 is probably a pretty heavy bag. I don't know. But part of the issue whenever it comes to pressing these is going to be getting them into position. It's going to be a nightmare. 350 bag, I'm pretty much ruling that out because I think that's like a crazy heavy sandbag to press. 350 press isn't really a joke, like I say that and I've like strict pressed it for reps or whatever, but like you still can't joke around in 350. Like 350 can mess you up. And on a sandbag, it's just so big and awkward. It's just improbable to do, especially first time doing it. It's going to be a frustrating Wednesday probably, trying to do sandbag press. I wish I had a block. If I had a block, I'd do a max block press. I've never pressed a block, and I'd love to try. All right, let me see if I can get this off without pantsing myself. Oh, yeah. We're good. I want to try a block. Because I think block and stone, sandbag press, all these odd object things benefit from having good thoracic mobility where you can lean back and kind of use your chest to press off of rather than getting in a nice front rack like some people do for like, barbell press. I think that'll help. In my mind it does, because everybody I see that's really good at block press, they either strict press it from here, or if they're just very talented at it, like Andrew Clayton. I think he's supposed to be going for the block press world record, I believe. He push presses a block for reps, like heavy too. Like he'll stand there like a log almost, and he'll push press through, which is crazy impressive because I don't think you see a lot of people push pressing it, especially not for like reps. It's also not a super common event, so I'm probably missing some people that have done it, but I know he's very impressive at it, so I would love to give the block a try. The clean, I think I would suck at, but it's part of it. But that's what I'm going to call it today. I'm ready to go take a hot shower and try to clear out my sinuses. So, when you see me next on Wednesday, hopefully I'm, not overly sick, but we'll be training either way, hopefully. So, until next time, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.